welcome back to my channel. Here in this channel I'll talk about relaxed hair growth tips, protective styling and so much more concerning the hair topic in general. So if you know you're interested in this type of content, consider subscribing to join the family. So in today's video I'm going to share with you guys what you should do if you are having problems growing your hair, if you are stuck at a particular length. So if you know you are interested in this, then just keep on watching. So this is just my hair. There is no added hair whatsoever, and as at my last length check, which I did 11 months ago, I was at hip length. If you've not seen that video, I'll make sure to link it down in the description box below. And I've been on my hair journey for almost 8 years now. So during this whole journey, I've tried different things, experimented with different products, different regimens, different routines, and along the way I've learned a lot of things, which is actually part of what I'm going to be sharing with you today. When I started my hair journey, I did not just start and everything just went like that flawlessly till I got to hip length. That's not how it went. Although during the initial stage of my hair journey, I think for the first 2 to 3 years or maybe even to 4 years, everything went flawlessly though. Like my hair was just growing non-stop, even though at that point some of the times my hair was dry. So after a point I got stuck and mid back length, and I was at this point for about 2 years before I learned more concerning hair care and changed my regimen, and my hair started growing again till I got to hip length, which was my last length check. I'm going to do another length check very soon after I relax my hair in a few weeks, so make sure to stay tuned for that. So I'm going to start by saying that if your hair is not growing, the first thing you should do is look at your regimen. By the way, your hair is always growing. The problem is with breakage. Your hair gets stuck at a particular length when the rate at which your hair is breaking is equal to the rate at which your hair is growing. So if you want to see more length, you are going to have to find a way to minimize breakage. So like I said, the first thing you want to do is look at your regimen and your routine, because if your hair is stuck, it means that there is something you are doing wrong. You cannot do the same thing you've been doing for years and expect to see a different result. If your hair has been stuck at that particular length for years and you are still using the regimen you were using about 2 to 3 years back, your hair is still going to be at that length because you didn't change anything. You are still using the same thing, so of course you are still going to get the same result. So you have to change something. Write out the things you'll be doing to your hair. If you cannot get a grasp of what your regimen totally entails at once, you can sit down and write down what your regimen entails, the steps you take, the products you use, how long you carry your protective styles if you use protective styles, how frequently you relax your hair, and everything, like every single detail in your regimen. Make sure to write them out. So after this, the next thing you're going to do is know your hair. Now, knowing your hair has different parts. You're going to start by knowing your hair type, your hair density, your hair porosity, whether you are relaxed or natural. You're going to put all these things into factors when knowing your hair type, because the hair care you're going to use for low porosity hair is different from that for high porosity hair. The protective style you can use for high density hair is different from the protective style you use for low density hair. The hair care for fine hair is different from when you have coarse hair. So you have to know your hair type, know your hair density, your hair porosity, if you have fine or coarse hair. Even the length of your hair is also a factor, because the same hair care you use for your hair to grow it from scalp length to bra strap length may not work when growing your hair from bra strap length to waist length, and the regimen you use to grow your hair from bra strap to waist length may not work when trying to grow your hair from waist length to tailbone length. So you have to know which point your hair is at currently. Is it short hair? Is it medium length? Is it long hair? Because the hair care for the different lengths are different. So to know your hair type, your hair porosity, and your hair density, especially if you are new into the hair care world and you don't know what all this means, you can check out other videos on my channel, and you can also check out other videos on YouTube. Go online, research, and you definitely see the type, the porosity, and wherever your hair fits into. Now, the second part of knowing your hair is knowing how your hair responds to regimen and routines. So in this part of knowing your hair, you have to examine your hair yourself. Your hair is going to be the one to tell you this yourself. No YouTuber, no video, and nothing you are going to browse or see online is going to tell you what your hair wants as much as your hair itself. You're going to learn this through experience and through carrying different routines and regimens on your hair. When you do this, and if fortunately your hair responds positively, you stick with that regimen. But if you try a different routine or regimen and your hair reacts negatively, you have to stop that regimen. So sometimes, no matter what video you watch, no matter what you learn online, your hair is always going to tell you what it wants and what it needs. If you try a product on your hair and it doesn't like that product, you're going to have to stop using that product, irrespective of the fact that someone else grew her hair to tailbone length with that product. The fact is your hair didn't like it, so you have to stop using it. So always listen to your hair. If you try a protective style for your hair and your hair breaks from the protective style, you have to stop installing that protective style. That's if you have done the other factors surrounding a protective style the right way. For example, your hair is properly deep conditioned and prepared for a protective style. The takedown process, you did it the right way, and other factors. If you did everything right and your hair still got breakage, then you have to stop installing that protective style. Now, after all this, one of the main things that helped me grow my hair to hip length, and which I'm still using today, as you can currently see, is protective styling. Now, when you want to grow your hair, low manipulation is very key. Like I said, when you want to see a positive length retention, your ends are the focus. You have to find a way to reduce breakage, and there is no better way to do that than to protect your ends. And my favorite way of protecting my ends is through protective styling. Any style that does not protect your end is not a protective style, is a low manipulation style, and they are different between the two. If you want to get the full difference between low manipulation styles and protective styles, I've already done a video on this on my channel, so you can check that video out if you're interested. So you always have to make sure your hair is in a protective style. It may not be braids. Something as simple as putting your hair in a bun can actually go a long way in preserving your ends, compared to when you just leave your hair down or when your hair is in a ponytail. Because when your hair is in a ponytail, your ends are still exposed. So you want to make sure your ends are tucked away and protected as much as possible. Now, even when I'm in these braids, I don't carry them like this, because if I carry them like this, my ends are still exposed and it's still at risk of breaking. So what I normally do is to put my braids in a bun. You are seeing me in this state right now because I'm filming a video. After this video, I'm going to put my hair back in a bun. So you always have to take your ends into consideration. So the duration of your protective styles are going to depend on your hair, on the type of protective style, and on what has been working for you. But irrespective of all this, you can train your hair to go from being in short-term protective styles to long-term protective styles over time. When I started my hair journey, my protective styles usually lasted for about 6 weeks, but now I can be in a protective style for as long as 4 months. So you can't just wake up one morning and say you want to change your routine and regimen drastically and decide to go from using a protective style of 2 weeks to now using a protective style of 4 months. It's not going to go well with your hair. So you have to train your hair over time, and during that period of training, you are going to learn different things from experience, and you also see how your hair responds along the way. Another thing to take into consideration, like I said, is the length of your hair. When you are just starting out, let's say for example your hair is 2 years old, compared to someone that her hair is 6 years old, your ends are actually stronger because your ends are just 2 years old. Now, some of my ends can be as old as 8 years. You can't compare the ends of my hair to someone whose ends are just 2 years old. It definitely means that my ends have more risk of getting breakage compared to someone whose ends are just 2 years old. And that's why you see that it's faster to grow your hair when you are just starting out. Then when it gets longer, it seems as if the growth is getting slower, because the longer your hair grows, the weaker your ends become. So that's why the regimen you use to grow your hair may actually get different as your hair grows longer. That's why I said at a point in my hair journey, I had to change my regimen. Before I got stuck at mid back length, I used to relax my hair at every 3 months. My protective styles usually last for 6 weeks, and after I got stuck, I was in that state for 2 years, and it's not as if during that 2 years I was doing nothing. During that 2 years, I was trying different things. I tried different regimens on my hair, different routines on my hair that didn't work. There was even a time I manipulated my hair excessively in the hope that it will help my hair grow longer. I was moisturizing my hair every single day, and not just moisturizing, because after each moisturizing routine, I'll braid my hair. So every day I'll unbraid my hair, moisturize, and braid it back. This is a regimen that can actually work if you have a different hair length, but at that point in my hair journey, this didn't work, and this was just too much manipulation for my hair. So I tried many things during that 2 year period that didn't work, until I finally found a regimen that took my hair from that plateau and that helped me grow my hair this long. So I started stretching my relaxers. Instead of 3 months, I went longer. I went from 3 months, I think, to 4 months, then I think to about 5 or 6 months, then to 8 months. 8 months was my last relaxer stretch, and now I'm almost 11 months post relaxer, which is actually not intentional. I was supposed to stretch my relaxer for 8 months. If you've been following me, you know how the story went already, but if you are new here, you can check my previous videos on my relaxer stretch challenge to see how I'm finally at this point at almost 11 months post relaxer. So depending on your hair type, your regimen is still going to be different. Now, coming to products with respect to growing your hair. Now, like I said, your hair growth is fixed. Your hair is always going to grow irrespective of what happens, unless you have a condition like, let's say for example, alopecia. But apart from that, your hair is always going to grow. The problem is with breakage. Now, when it comes to products, the aim of using products on our hair is actually to preserve our ends, to moisturize your hair so that your ends don't get dry and break off. Do a protein treatment so that your ends get stronger and don't break. Even using heat and straightening your hair can also be a form of hair care if you do it correctly, because the more straight your hair is, the less likely it is to break. At least from what I've observed, I've noticed that when my hair is straight, is less likely to break than when it's coily. So that's when, if my hair is not relaxed or straightened, most of the time my hair is in protective styles. So it does not matter the product you use, as long as it's able to make your hair moisturize, as long as it's able to give your hair strength, then stick to that product. You don't have to keep trying different products. The problem may not be the product, it may just be with your hair regimen. I am a minimalist when it comes to hair care products. I can literally count all the hair care products I've used during this hair journey. So it's not about the hair products. If you are not serious with your hair care regimen and routines, even if you use all the products in the world, you are still not going to get results. The purpose of products is just to help and support the natural products in our hair, because whether you like it or not, your hair has its own protein. It has a way of producing its own moisture from the scalp. So the purpose of products are just to supplement all this. So yes, it's good you also examine the product to make sure the product you are using is compatible with your hair. For example, if you are using a sulfate-free shampoo, you are less likely to get dry hair compared to someone that uses sulfate containing shampoo, because this has the tendency to strip your hair of its natural oils and moisture. So products are also important in your hair care, but not as important as your hair regimen, and not as important as listening to your hair. Another thing I want to talk about, if you are struggling to grow your hair, is patience. You have to be patient with your hair. Like I said, I've been on my hair journey for 8 years. There are some people that may have grew their hair to tailbone length within 2 years, but their journey is different and your journey is different. I've been on my journey for 8 years and I'm still on this journey because I've still not gotten to my goal. My goal is blonde tailbone length hair. So until I get to that goal, I'm still going to push further. And even when I get to that goal, I am not just going to sit back and watch, because I still have to do things that will help me maintain that length and that health. So you have to be patient. Just because you'll be trying different routines, different regimens and different things on your hair and you are not seeing results doesn't mean you should give up. I like the fact that I didn't give up on my hair, because if I did, I would not be where I am today. So always push forward. Another thing I want to mention when it comes to improving the length and health of your hair is education. Educate yourself on hair care, because all the things I know about hair today, I did not just wake up with them magically, or I did not just learn about them in one day. Everything I have learned concerning hair care started from when I was a child. It started from simple things like my mom showing me that when combing your hair, you have to start from the ends and not the roots. So I picked that up when I was little, and as I grew older, I learned different things along the way. So you cannot just wake up with all the knowledge or decide to say, okay, today I'm going to infuse everything about hair knowledge in my hair. It's not going to work like that. Take it a step at a time. You can decide to watch a video on YouTube every day, and just like you are doing now, you're on the right path. You can decide to watch a video on YouTube every day, decide to read a book on hair care every month, one book per month or two books per month. You can decide to say, okay, every week or twice a week, I'm going to research something on Google. Just try and educate yourself about hair care, because it is that knowledge that is going to help you fine-tune your regimen. It's that knowledge that is going to help you select a routine that is compatible with your hair, and it is that knowledge that is going to help you know the right products for your hair. I have tons of videos on my channel concerning hair products, hair care regimens, routines, protective styling, relaxer routines, hair growth tips. So you can binge watch my videos to help you choose what regimen, routine, protective styling products to use for your hair, because I have topics in everything I've talked about in this video, from protective styling to knowing your hair porosity, knowing your hair type, every single thing. So feel free to binge watch my videos. I think I have about 200 videos on this channel, so help yourself with them. So this video is getting too long already. I just remembered something else right now, and that is hair trims. Hair trims are important for your hair, but one thing you should know, that if you are trimming your hair at a faster rate compared to how your hair is growing, you're not going to see any difference in length. But at the same time, that does not mean you should completely neglect your hair and not trim your hair at all. Now, the amount of times you're going to trim your hair in a year depends on you. It depends on what has been working for you. For me, there is no particular interval I trim my hair. I just trim my hair when I feel my ends need it. So I always examine my ends, look at my ends, and when I see that they are crying for a trim, then I go ahead and get a trim. So I have videos on my channel talking about hair trims as well. So if you want to get other details about trimming your hair, you can check out those videos. So I think that's all I can think about right now concerning how to go about it when you are struggling with hair growth. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll make sure to get back to you. So I think that's it. And if you watched this video this far and you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And if you are new here and you aren't subscribed already, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to turn on the post notification bell so that you'll be the first to get notified whenever I upload a new video. So yeah guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.